KSCO.
Okay, I would like to talk a little bit about my favorite subject, and you know who they are. That group of people that comprises the San Lorenzo Valley Water District. The people that have been in here, the people that I have talked about, the people that the watchdogs talk about, the people that the press banner and Barry Holdsclaw talk about, the people that a gentleman called Richard Moran is now talking about. We have a meeting coming up. There's a meeting, and they've moved the meeting from Boulder Creek to Felton because the meeting was going to be, I suspect it still will be in 2 days, very well attended. And the district, the mission for the water district is very simple. Besides saying they've got to give us reliable, safe, high-quality water at an equitable price, to create and maintain outstanding customer service, to manage and protect the environmental health of the aquifers and watersheds. So why is it, and first of all, please note that the amount of the pages for the agenda, 520 pages are on the agenda for this meeting to take place 2 nights from now. So they've got to protect the environmental health of the aquifers and watersheds. That's what they've got to do. So what are they going to do? They've got 19,000 plants that they wish to remove from the Olympia watershed. 19,000 on 180 acres. What did they decide to do? I know what we'll do. Let's apply Roundup. Despite the fact that in this area, which I have been walking in, I will tell you, for over 2 decades, I'm very familiar with the area, they're going to apply Roundup. There used to be a guy, I don't have his name in front of me, but I met up with him by chance probably 20 times. And there he was on his hands and knees. He would cut the broom, the French broom, which is one of the main problems there, and the acacia very close to the ground, and then he would get a sponge. This is years ago, and he would apply it, to just that one root system. And then off he'd go and do another and do another. And there are areas, of course, now that don't have much vegetation in them except for natural vegetation. The Ben Lomond spine flower, which is apparently a flower that is endangered. Of course, it was all over my garden in Ben Lomond, but up in the Sandhills, it is endangered at the Olympia watershed. So whose idea is this? The Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment has determined that glyphosate, which is in Roundup, is added to the list of chemicals known to the state to cause cancer for purposes of Prop 65. And you see those signs everywhere. Even they themselves, Monsanto has had to put that there is a probable cancer cause on the labeling. And the San Lorenzo Valley wants to use Roundup? Really? In a watershed? In an aquifer? Really? Well, of course, this news got out before they meant it to get out. Because thanks to Mr. Rich Moran, who is the citizen member of the Environmental Committee, the other 2 members of this are Margaret Bruce and Jean Ratcliffe. Jean is, of course, the board president who's been in here. Why would they propose this, ladies and gentlemen? Why, oh, why? So, once the bleep hit the fan here, no, all of a sudden, that was pulled. That information was pulled, and no, it's not going to happen anymore. I mean, everybody knows that you can't use Roundup. Isn't it that the role of Mr. Lee, the general manager, he's being considered for an additional pay raise this Thursday at the board meeting? My blood is going to boil. He just had $12,000, and he came in at a C. He was rated at a C. He got a $12,000 raise, and they're going to give him another one. And, of course, he doesn't drink our water because he doesn't live where we live anyway. So why would Jean Ratcliffe and Margaret Bruce disagree with the findings and move that proposal to a full board vote, even with the information that Rick Moran provided about glyphosate? And he did so in detail. Who authorized the retraction from the agenda at the board meeting? Why don't we know about that? Aren't these things meant to be public? Who made the Facebook posts? Were they authorized to do so? There are so many damn questions that this water board brings to mind. It is just unbelievable. And I will tell you, in the April 14th meeting, they're talking about the removal of the invasive French broom from the sandhills habitat at the Olympia watershed. Nowhere does it acknowledge that this chemical has been determined to cause cancer. Nowhere does it say that they will not use Roundup in the watershed in the future. They simply say that they will not spray, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to get this guy again, not him because he's moved, but they'll get somebody else. It was one man working 180 acres on his knees. When I found out it was Roundup, I about exploded on this guy, and I know a number of other people who walk in the area, and I cannot believe that the board are just... I will say it, I personally believe that they are incompetent. And I don't understand that we keep rewarding Mr. Lee, their general manager. What's he done now? Nothing. Just, we got more and more brouhahas as a result of this water board than there ever has been, because they're not being transparent to the people that serve them. And I am one of those people. I am a customer of this water department. I do not believe that protecting the environmental health of the aquifers and watersheds should ever, ever, ever include the use of Roundup. And from looking at the Facebook posts that I have seen on this particular subject, there are many, many people in the San Lorenzo Valley who are customers of that water department who feel the same way. I don't know if they will all know that this has already been pulled. Why was it pulled? They didn't have a permit. You didn't know you didn't need to get a permit? What does that say about you when you're on the board of the water department and you didn't know that you needed a permit? Mr. Lee, aren't you meant to know these things? Aren't you the general manager? Shouldn't you know that? We don't want it in our water. We don't want it in our aquifer, period. And you folks had best be listening to us, because we are serious and we mean it. I swear, blood pressure medicine, I think I'm going to need some.